Have you ever met someone who's brilliant but no one wants to work with them? I once had a team where one of our brightest engineers, let's call him Robert, could code the entire system overnight. He was fast, flawless, and frighteningly smart. If a problem came up, he'd look at it and go, that's easy. But here is the paradox. The smarter he got, the lonelier he became. Whenever I asked someone to pair up with him, I got silent denial. I heard whispers in the cafeteria. Who wants to work with Mr. Know-it-all? Well, Robert wasn't a bad person. He was just brilliantly unaware. 139 in IQ, topper of his batch from a prominent US tech institution. And yet, no one wanted to collaborate with him. Now I get Robert, because when I started my journey as a young engineer, I was exactly like him. Well, if not in IQ, definitely in attitude. I believed success meant execution. Solve every problem, meet every deadline, impress every stakeholders. And it worked. I moved up fairly quickly. But when I had to lead a team for the first time, things didn't shine quite as bright. In the rush of looking and being smart, were I forgetting something even more important? IQ, this thing we have all spent chasing our lives. What is it? Alfred Binet, the French psychologist who developed the first IQ test in 1905, defined IQ as a person's ability to judge well, reason well, and comprehend well. Science News Explorers magazine defined IQ as a person's reasoning ability. How well someone can use information and logic to solve problems and make predictions. Sounds like the golden ticket, right? Yes, only until you see the data. A meta-analysis conducted by Dr. Frank Schmidt and John Hunter, covering decades of research, established that cognitive ability explains just about 26% of our job performance. Another large-scale study published on Forbes in year 2020 stated that IQ explains just about a quarter of performance difference in medium complexity jobs. Then what about the remaining 74 to 75%? Something our schools often do not grade us on. Skills like listening, empathy, resilience, and collaboration. Now let's look at a leader so that we can all. Carly Fiorina. Fiorina was the first woman to lead a Fortune 20 company, Hewlett-Packard. Brilliant academics, BA from Stanford, an MBA, and an MS from MIT. Her IQ bucket was clearly overflowing. But during her tenure, she dismantled HP's long-standing HP way, a culture that valued equality and collaboration. Employee satisfaction dropped, internal meetings became hostile, board lost trust. And eventually, she was asked to step down. So what went wrong? Fiorina herself later said, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. A lesson she learned the hard way. Let's look at another leader we all know, Steve Jobs. In his early years, Jobs was known for his brilliance and also for his temper. He categorized people as gods and, well, let's say, not gods. He yelled, he micromanaged, he forced engineers redo prototype until they were perfect. He was a visionary, but he also created fear. In 1985, Jobs was forced to leave Apple after a power struggle with the board of directors. In 1997, when he came back, as a result of the acquisition of his company Next, he was a different person. He was still a visionary, but more grounded. He took a long-term view on people. In a famous clip, Jobs said, "My initial reaction used to be to solve the problem. But now I think, how can I help this person learn?" He figured that solving that one problem is far less profitable in long run than helping the person learn. Something inside him shifted. Fast forward today, we have a new kid in the block. Well, not so new anymore. Artificial intelligence, AI. AI can write poems, generate code, compose music, create presentation, and it can also draft your resignation letter, or maybe your love letter. Just don't let it send it. AI has IQ on steroids. It leverages the collective intelligence of the entire digital world. In 2024, one McKinsey study said by year 2030, 27 to 30% of all of our jobs could be automated by AI. So in theory, we all should have more time for what truly matters. But here is another paradox. Studies have shown heavy chatbot users, especially the ones having long and emotional conversation with AI, are at a higher risk of feeling lonely and getting disconnected from the real people. After all, AI always answers, it never feels. It doesn't notice our silence. It doesn't sense our trembling voice or welling up eyes. It doesn't stop to ask, "Are you okay?" AI can always process data, but it can never perceive emotion, and yet, people are taking that response as enough. So while AI gets smarter, we become lonelier. And as we have seen in recent days, the price of this relationship with AI can be way heavier than we can imagine. If AI is an engine that runs on data, we humans are engines that run on emotion. How we process our feelings changes how we show up in this world. No matter how smart I am, guess how my maths test is going to go if I have a fight with my best friend right before the test? Then, what's the solution? Emotional intelligence, or EI. AI can make us efficient, but EI makes us effective. AI can analyze data, but AI interpret people. AI can recommend what to say, but AI knows how that will make someone feel. The EQI 2.0 framework, developed by Multi-Health System, or MHS, identifies 5 core composites in emotional intelligence. Self-perception, who we are. Self-expression, how we show up in this world. Interpersonal, how we connect with others. Decision-making, how we balance logic with emotion. And stress management, how do we stay resilient? Emotional intelligence, the most timeless of human capabilities, is not a nice to have. It is an essential skill for success in today's global workspace. And interestingly, World Economic Forum's Future of Job report says in 2030, the top skills for success would be technical literacy, along with social and emotional skills like flexibility, empathy, and resilience. So the question isn't which one is more important. The real question is, can we build a future where one amplifies the other? In 2024, after 2 decades in technology leadership, and most recently as a director and head of technology for branch banking and ATM in Wells Fargo, I took a very different kind of decision. I built Shivolution, a coaching and mentoring platform and global community for working women. And the interesting part? AI has been my super assistant in this journey. From development of website to application, automation, research, marketing, AI made my small team super productive. But the real magic came from EQ. EQ helped me build a remote team across time zones and countries that trust each other without ever meeting in person. EQ helped me win the confidence of my clients, irrespective of their native language, color of skin, or country of origin. It helped me build a community where women support other women, not because they have to, but because they want to. AI took care of the reputations, but AI handled the relationships. AI optimized tasks, but AI optimized trust. AI helped me work faster, but AI helped me to be wiser. The successful leaders of future would not just outthink machine, they will outfeel them. Because it is not our job to beat AI. It is our job to be the human AI can never be. Emotional intelligence was a critical skill in the last century, and it is essential in this one. AI is a wave, vast, powerful, unstoppable, and there will be more waves like this. So, it is the ship that we sail on decides whether or not we reach the shore. It has a sail, that's our self-awareness. Facing the winds of change with openness and not fear. It has a compass, that's our moral values and empathy, guiding us in the noise of data. And it also has a radio room, keeping us connected with the people we care when the storm gets loud. Waves will keep coming. Stronger, higher, unpredictable. AI is one, quantum computing is another. But the ancient Greek philosopher Heraclitus once said, "The only constant in life is change." Our lives and technology are in a perpetual state of flux. But as long as we keep our ship strong, as long as we nurture emotional intelligence, we would not only survive the tides of change, we will sail through it. As long as humanity sails, EI will always outlast AI.